All right. So, hi everyone, and so today, hopefully you read the newsletter today about the DAO, because today I want to talk a little bit more about our DAO, what we are building, how it works, and that newsletter in somehow gave an intro, kind of a deeper understanding of some of the elements of the DAO, but not the token economy, for example. There's some much more to say. But at least if you read that article, you have an idea of what we're building, which is this thing from the bottom up and, uh, and and giving you more autonomy. So before we go there, I want to start sharing the screen and show a little bit about what we've been doing with ResonantOS. And then there is a few people that I'd like to talk to actually to share what we've been doing on the technical part. But let me find the share. This one. Share. Okay, so we are back in say ResonantOS. And so I want to share a few things that is being built. I don't know if you saw. This is in this last week that are inside settings, and now we have. Okay, last week we saw the knowledge base, but now we have these. Actually, no. Yeah, now we have these memory log interface, so we can manage that part. But most interesting is this one. Okay, this is uh, a way to have our memory system, basically the SS of T's, okay, and other data, and also you can select which agent you want to take the memory from, and then share it with the external app, okay, like cursors, windsurf, and so on. So you create this bridge and connect those apps with our internal database, okay, our memory bridge, which in some scenario can be really useful. For example, you want to say, okay, I have all my architecture on SSOT L1. You can turn off all the others, and then share this with the windsurf and say, look, I got something in this architecture, fix it or whatever it is, okay, or build something similar or whatever you want to do. So in this way, it's a good way to interact, to bridge the memory, internal memory that we have with the external softwares. Then I built this, which is the skills, so we can see all the skills that we have inside the system. But also, by default, OpenClaw, what it does, it gives to every agent all the skills. Okay, there's no a way to select them. In our case, instead, we can select which agent has the specific skill. Then, of course, we can filter. Okay, the one that are ready, the one that needs setup, and you can filter for the communication ones. Okay, so reset. But also, what is really cool, for example, is let's look at the first one. You can click here and read what it is. Okay, because sometimes really it's difficult to understand what they are. Okay, maybe okay, those are easy. Okay, but sometimes there are some that are different. For example, I don't know what is this. You click and you understand a little bit more. But then you can click on, for example, on this symbol, the setup, and then you have the setup agents that can help you set this up for you. Okay, so a good way to understand what are the skills that are available, because a lot of them are built in. And look from categories, and then also understand what they are and set them up. Then there is something similar for the plugins, which I couldn't fully understand how they worked until I built this. Because I didn't know that a lot of those plugins, those are all present, okay? There's all those list of plugins. Then there are the one that have been built for custom. Those one get loaded on demand. something that I didn't know. I thought they would should be active or this or not active, but in reality, they are on demand. You can click read more, and therefore you understand what it is. The moment you install a new plugin, that plugin get added to the list. Same for the skills, they get added to the list. If you haven't, I mean, there are those things we already saw, and for those that didn't see, we have the protocol and policy rules, so we can see how those rules are built, how they work, and read about them. If we want to change anything, it's not like we use our hands. We ask to our AI, look, I want to change something inside the rule. I want to build a new protocol, whatever it is. It builds, it get automatically loaded, and then you can see it, and then you understand, for example, how secure it is. For example, this one has one gate. So you can interact with AI to improve this. Then there is this agent architecture that is getting more and more complicated, but this is my agent architecture. And you can see how things are connected to each other and what they can do and so on. And uh, and and that's it. There is one more thing. You see now that there are more and more colors. One is so there are these basically these two added, the headers and the LCM. The LCM we had also the other week. The LCM is what's the name? Lossless claw memory. Okay, this is a plugin that I added. This is not something that I built, but was is built by a really good team of developers. And what it does is it resolve a problem with the memory. It creates a series of let me see. Yeah, you can see here. It creates a series of summaries, but those summaries are linked with the raw data. So when AI needs something, it can go deeper to a different levels. And therefore, look, I haven't closed this chat for I don't know how long. Okay, look how little memory is using. And the headers, instead, those are
Okay.
memory
Let's save right now.
logs.
Oh, sorry about that. Save.
Those are, sorry, someone, yeah, okay. So those headers are basically memory logs that are get injected inside the chat. What are those memory logs? Every day, by default, at least one memory log get created. You can change it to, now it makes sense to show the memory log. So those are the memory logs. Okay. So you can add, is it the daily one or intraday logs every 3 hours? Now I just realized why they are not on, but they are on. So my system was, yeah, supposed to be like this. So every night, for in my case at 4:30 Rome time, in Italy, it's gonna do this daily log, and every 3 hours, if needed, it's gonna create a memory log. So basically, it's gonna write down some information. This is not just a summary. This is also data like what the human has learned from this experience, what the look at interesting. Just disconnect them. Maybe I found the bug. So what the AI learned, were the memory log settings saved? Okay, sorry, I just realized that maybe there's a bug because they are on, but they get turned off when they get saved. I don't know. But so what we have now, there are kind of a structured memory log that get injected inside our uh, context window. So the AI is going to be able to have up to a week. Actually, it's a number of logs, but usually it's around a week of knowledge, always there. So when you say, what did we do 2 days ago? There's a higher chance that he's gonna know it. which is one of the problems that we always had, right? That forget, what did we done? Even a few hours ago, just forget what we have done. So with this system, we have a really well organized memory log in a format that makes sense for us, which is not just remember what we have done, but also remember what we made a mistake about. Okay, what was wrong about, so we don't keep making the same mistakes. And there is also a protocol that what it does, it looks into those memory logs, see if a mistake is being done more than once, and then turn into a protocol so that mistake shouldn't happen ever again. Okay, so the lesson get learned. That part, it works, but it's need to be tested how solid it is. So those are what I've been developing this week. I don't know if there is any questions before we move to the next part.
I'll log some issues, but not all of those features are showing up in my 5.3 on Linux.
When you say no, all those features, what do you mean? Which
There's some things that simply aren't working. Like the logician has stopped working. When I go to rules, it gives me an error message instead. It's looking for a file that's not there on the latest release.
when you go here on this part, you mean?
I don't see policy graph at all. That doesn't appear in the menu at all. So if
Okay.
you look at the left, what you're looking at right now doesn't appear in the interface at all. So under system, OpenClaw chat, policy graph,
When did you
that does not exist.
when did you update the last time?
It's the late, it says it's on 5.3,
Okay.
and I checked for updates before this call started today. It's not
Okay.
seeing any additional updates. So I'll open issues on those, but I don't see a number of the things that you're
Yeah,
demonstrating.
it didn't get pushed to the alpha.
Right.
Yeah, I need to tell to do it. Do it. Alpha is gonna remember it. He's gonna do it properly. Um, Sometimes it doesn't do because it finds something that there is some data that is personal, and therefore it says, "Oh no, no, I cannot do it." So it get blocked there. So I need to check this part. Maybe there's one of the protocols or something that contains some personal data, and therefore it's not gonna push it.
Sure.
It's get blocked by the shield itself. Okay, yeah, really, it can't do physically cannot do it. So I'm gonna check that part and see. So you said this one also those other new things you don't see it.
Yeah, there's some regressions. So like I said, the logician simply doesn't work when I go to logician rules. I was getting an error message. Um, and again, I'll put in issues so you can see it, but this
Yeah.
page, instead of showing what it did previously show, which was the rules, it just gives an error message instead.
Okay.
And under the shield, and I think I already have an issue open on this, but when you try to lock or unlock a file, it's using Mac OS commands, not Linux commands. So it's failing to lock or unlock at this point. But I think I already have an issue open on that.
I forgot. I also added this memory Doorman. Okay. Well, what this does, it basically sanitize the file that get added to the memory folder. So if there are like prompt injections, I mean, explain everything here. Okay, it's amazing that it's everything explained. So if there are prompt injection, they're not gonna be saved inside the memory because the problem here is there is a prompt injection get inside the memory, and now every now and then the AI is gonna read the memory and gonna find that prompt injection. Is gonna be a nightmare. Okay, in this way, instead we create these doormen that protect the memory. So this is something that I found really important to create at least the memory that is extremely safe. This is an extra level of protection because already we have the shield that protects from prompt injection. Okay, this is another level of protection. So regarding this problem that we have between my version and the version that you guys are getting is something that we are trying to fix. So we put together a team where there is at the moment there is Tom, Greg, and
Federico.
Federico. And now we are trying to figure out how to fix this problem. And if I don't know if Tom, you can want to explain what we're doing to resolve this problem. Tom.
Sure. Yes, I'm here. So we're setting up, or we have set up an organization in GitHub, and Manolo is still on the main branch, and we set up a testing fork, and we can debate whether or not we want forks versus branches, but essentially we created a testing fork, and I thought that was more appropriate because we may do a few iterations and churn inside of there before we release back into the main. So we're trying to coordinate on that so that we can start getting all of the components that Manolo has ready that's available for us to test into that testing branch, and then he can stay on the stable branch and just keep moving forward. Kind of consolidate the testing basis for us a little bit. Greg, we've set that up. Is Federico on the call?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we've set that up in GitHub, and we can add collaborators now. So I think we're at that stage where we can maybe have a breakout and do all that, work together and set it up.
Yeah, so whoever wants to participate and help with this part, just get in touch with Tom. Tom is part of on Discord and can organize this. The problem that I had is the system works on my system. I mean, the ResonantOS works on my system. I make it public on Discord, sorry, on GitHub, and then I don't know if in your system it's gonna work, and I can't test it myself. So we need people that can test, fix it, and then implement. And Greg has been doing an amazing job since basically day one with a lot of suggestion and fixing problem and so on. But the structure, we didn't build the structure on GitHub, so it could actually doing it properly. And so I've been the bottleneck here, and so I apologize for you guys that you didn't get the fixes that Greg created, and apologize to Greg that did an amazing job, and that we couldn't make it available to everybody. Fede has the hands up.
Yeah, basically, I would like to suggest you, Manolo, if you can help with finding somebody that might be helpful in what we are doing. So essentially, we need to standardize the development strategy so that more people can contribute on this, and it would be helpful if you, through your YouTube videos, you can eventually try to get somebody with some experience on board. So we need essentially either software engineers or DevOps or systems engineers on board for starting a development team, which would be helpful. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to suggest to this is my son.
Amazing. Ciao.
Basically to find somebody with proper experience.
Yes, I mean, we have people with the proper experience, but it's always good to have more. Yeah, totally. What I was saying, we were talking about Greg. Greg, if you want to introduce yourself a second and say what you've been doing so people can understand the level of contribution and for me, Greg has been an exemplary participant because he really, really got into helping us, and for me, it was inspiring to see someone else that we never met, we didn't know each other. He joined this project and start, giving so much because he believed in it. And I want more people like him. So be that be Greg. Greg, please introduce yourself if you can.
Yeah, you overstate my contributions, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a tech person. I like to tinker. My background is in software quality assurance testing and general IT work for over the last 30 years, and that doesn't count the time playing as a kid with, Timex Sinclair and a Commodore 64. So I like tech. I like to poke at it. I started playing with the uh, OpenClaw or ClaudeBot or MoltBot, now OpenClaw, pretty early on, and came across Manolo's really framework to sit on top of that. I like to. I've told Manolo this. My bot's an idiot. That's just I ask him to do something. He sometimes does it. Will tell me it's done. It's not done. Same experience that all of you that have used it probably have had as well. But when I found this ROS, I started poking at it. I'm running it on a Raspberry Pi. It's what I had available to me at the time. So the disconnect is it was developed for Mac OS. Manolo's experience on it is Mac OS. So I immediately started having issues that are related to being those issues in the GitHub. Then I started utilizing my agent to look at the problem that I was seeing and then suggest the resolution that needed to happen in the GitHub post. So allowing my agent to post there with details of what was found and what needs to be changed so that can be implemented in the overall ROS. I'm not a programmer, but my agent pretends to be one, and I can at least point him to the problems that I find as I poke around.
Thank you. And I'm also not a programmer, just to make it clear. Just to make that part clear. I'm not a programmer. So yes, so is there any question, anything that anybody wants to say about yourself, why you're here? Want to, I don't know, any question about ResonantOS or anything you want to share about how you want to participate or what you want to build? What are your dreams and fears and whatever?
Yeah, we got Sol.
Ah,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah.
Hey, well, I stumbled across Manolo's one of his videos like 2 videos ago, and what really got me was the philosophy. I'm sort of maybe like some of you, like I don't have a lot of experience in programming, but I am like a dog with a bone. Like if I have a problem, I can't let it go. I lose sleep. My wife is frustrated with me because I'm just this close, but really I'm like this far away. And what I'm very interested in is um, like using AI the way, like sometimes I feel like the AI I'm using or the agent I'm using is really trying to lead me when I'm trying to just tell the agent that it needs to follow my instructions, and that's always a struggle for me. I've never actually been so easily triggered or gotten this emotional from a computer program. I didn't know it was possible. My wife wants to know what's going on why I'm typing in all caps, which is pointless. But so I'm very interested in this project. Um, and the one thought that I had was like there's some people that come in and we all have different levels of skill and experience. And what I think would be great is to sort of have like some kind of a scaffolding or even like think about a ladder so that people that have to come in on the lowest rung, like there's something for that person to do. And then people that can come in near the top, there's something for them. And that goes back to like trying to find people that can sort of distribute those tasks or like make them available. So I could say, hey, I'm like maybe 2 rungs up, but there's something that you can set me on and wind me up and let me go. And I would be able to participate, hopefully more effectively than if I got in over my head. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just my thought.
Thank you.
That's excellent. Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Tom.
I was going to say that's excellent, and that's really at the stage we're at right now. We're trying to get the system in people's hands so we can test it, fix things, because we're still in alpha. We're driving towards beta, and like Greg, having you as a QA person in the background, I mean, that's where we're at this stage. Really testing hard, really getting the system refined, and getting it to the point where we simplify the installation and make it more accessible, so more people, like you were just saying, Saul, at that rung where you don't want to deal with the hardcore technical stuff, but you can definitely use it, test it, and start helping us refine the system. So I really appreciate that.
Peder, do you want to talk?
Yeah, just wanted to say that what the previous gentleman said, sorry, I forgot the name. It's very, very helpful, and definitely this is the way we should do. The only thing is that basically we are very, very in early stages, so we need to, to come to some level of organization, and later on it will be easier. So we just have to figure out what we have to do and what are the priorities, but then definitely this is where we want to go, essentially. So in terms of development.
Yeah, and I should add, the Academy is a big part of what we want to do, and that's very much in line with what Sol is saying. We were thinking about ways where we could ask people at what stage are they in the whole integration. So we could also support people and create groups, because what I can tell all of you is, even if you are at the shallowest level of understanding what the fuck is going on, it's a lot of fun to participate and to engage. And the atmosphere in every meeting, in every discussion, every time we interact and we build things, what we're doing, even if it's with regards to communications or the philosophy, it's so enjoyable. And I'm probably the least experienced person in technology and AI in the whole room, and I can tell you I never feel like I'm left out because of that. So I would encourage everybody to follow what the examples of people like Fede, like Greg, like Tom, that are just jumping in. Go. Somebody else wanted to talk?
Simon, I wouldn't mind adding to that. And I don't know if the gentleman is on the call, but there was a forensic psychologist on, I think, maybe our second meeting. And he's not a technologist, but as Manolo was saying, I think we talked privately, that's an incredible asset to us, right? Because we're trying to develop something that may require some extra level of testing, right? When we're trying to refine the models, and we're trying to refine the responses coming from it. I think those types of folks, they can absolutely contribute. So everyone can help.
Yeah. Samuel, you wanted to talk?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, basically, like, I've got my open source set up, I've got my ResonantOS on top of it, and I've been working with it to try and basically run through the documentation of ResonantOS and work through basically setting up the agent, making sure all the files are set up and everything is actually running correctly. What I'm interested in is if someone could start the process of creating some sort of either agent overlay or assistant or something that would basically we could grab it, take it onto our system, it would scan our system and say, okay, you're good here, oh, that's not looking good, oh, you've made some corruption there, or that's really weird, why have you done that? Something that can just analyze your system so that you can then like, okay, cool, I've made the system, I've got it set up for me, now how does it relate to how the people intended it to be made? Because everyone's going to customize it to the nth degree, that's fine, but like, I want to know, because I wanted to set this system up, and I kept telling the agent, look at the ResonantOS documents, read them, then ask me the questions, then set it up so that I wanted to set it up exactly how ResonantOS was intended to start with, and then I'd start mucking with it. But I'd like to see if it's possible to see something that I could then interact with that isn't my agent, because my agent is not consistent, and something that is a bit more consistent that can say, yes, I've read all of these files, I've recognized what you're trying to achieve here, and this is in line, this is not in line. Maybe you should consider doing it that way. I don't know how you managed to diverge it in this way, but maybe you shouldn't do it that way. You know, all that kind of stuff. And so, like, trying to, so that when you get some beginner level people, that they can basically get steered back into line with where it was intended, and or recognize, yep, you diverged there, yes, it was intentional, sweet as, you carry on. But the point is that if someone didn't do it intentionally, we can let them know, or me know, that it wasn't the direction we intended to go. And so that's where I'm like, because I'm learning all this stuff, but I'm trying to do all this stuff at like 2 a.m. at the end of my day, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, because the AI will send you in any direction possible. It'll always go in a different direction unless you know to steer it back. And I'm just curious if we can look at something. I don't know how it will work, whether it's just documents that you just have AI keep reading documents and then can you get back on track? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to explain, because what you're saying in theory, in theory is being built. Okay, not maybe perfect, but in theory is there. In practice, I don't know if it works. But I'm gonna share the screen a second. Hopefully, I find what I want to share. But we have an agent that get installed with every installation of ResonantOS. This agent is called. I mean, you don't need to watch drive. I always do this thing. Don't watch, please. Just drive. There is
I packed up. I'm
okay. There is an agent called setup. Okay, and this setup agent is supposed to do all the things that you were saying. And the README file, in theory, that you have when you go on GitHub, it should tell you to use the setup agent to help you setting up everything that is required by ResonantOS. Then what the problem here is that, like you said, each one of us should have a different version of ResonantOS. And I encourage people to customize ResonantOS. It's not one system for all. This is the starting point for all of us, but it's not the end. It's not one system that everybody should use in the same way, and including the graphics. You don't like it, change the color, change the logo, do whatever you want. That is the attitude. Okay, this is something that you own, make it yours. The model is a co-ownership for this reason. You change it. So the point here is what this setup agent should do. It's help you get to the first part of it, where everything works, everything is set up as meant to be, and then it's you need to take control. Still use the setup agent if you want to, but each one of us should take control at the point and use the main agent to customize and keep building whatever you need. But you made a great point. So what you could do is test if this setup agent can do what you are asking, and if it doesn't, take notes, and then we try to fix it. When I say we, I meant you. You know, that's the attitude that we should have. Okay, you find something, you find a problem. Okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I'm gonna make this setup agent work in the way that you think should work, and then we implement it.
Manolo, I went through that.
Thanks for that.
Sorry, someone was talking.
Samuel, say
I
first.
was just saying thank you. Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, I was saying last night I did a clean install on my Mac that I got, and I went through the README, It took me a couple of hours. I didn't get it wasn't very smooth for me, and it may have been my fault. Maybe I was running off, in a different direction. But I'm going to start over and do it again on another machine and see if I can get the setup wizard to work.
Yeah, and every time that you find a problem, okay, maybe it's not clear, the README, fix it. Okay, that is the interaction that we should have.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, if there are any other question, if you want to say anything,
Yeah, we got Michelle.
Michelle.
One question for Tom. Tom, did you manage to make it working?
Yes, I managed to make it work. The only thing I could not do was the Solarna toolkit. It kept saying it wasn't installed when I was attempting to grab one of the NFTs. So when I got to that point, it started stalling out on me. But I did get OpenClaw. I did get the ResonantOS service running. I did get the interface up and was able to get my Phantom wallet connected, but I just couldn't get NFTs to work. And I just ran out of gas.
Okay,
So
that's anyway good point. And this was on Mac, right?
yes, this was Mac.
Yeah. Did you try on any other OS like Windows or Linux?
No, I'm going to do that today. I've got a fresh
right.
Windows box. And
All right.
I got a fresh Linux Mint as well. I'm going to try Linux Mint and Windows 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
About a
cool.
week
That would
and
be
a
great.
half
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, about week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I did a fresh install on Linux
On Linux.
of ROS.
Okay.
And yeah.
Did
What
it work?
version of? Go ahead.
Did it work for you, Greg?
Yes, minus the issues that I've been documenting. The install worked. I did have to reinstall the Solano, that didn't automatically install, and there were other things I had to do, but it generally worked. And I can say that the update process that Milano built in to the interface has been working. So it's been pulling the updates instead of me doing it from terminal.
All right. And did you, by any chance, created a pull request on GitHub for if you did any changes so that it can be added into the main and
Yeah, the way that I've been approaching that is what I was saying earlier. I post issues in the GitHub along with what my agent did to resolve it on my local machine.
yeah.
That's all posted in the issue.
But
So
with the diff, so with the differences with the diff files.
unclear. Not a programmer. I'm having my agent fix it on mine and then explain in the issue that it's posting what needs to be changed in the application on GitHub, but
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah, no, but
doing a
this is
pull request or
this is
anything. Yeah.
the right thing, Greg. So you do this, then people like Tom or whoever can do this. Is going to implement it, the test. I mean, test it. If what you say
Yeah.
it works, it fix the problem. If it does, again, implement it to the.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with that because I can only say it fix it on my side and have my agent tell you what it did to achieve that result. But I would want somebody that's truly a developer to review that and make sure that it's not going to break something on Mac OS by implementing that change.
That's fine. I mean, we can work on that, and once we, basically we get going, then we establish some workflow. But it's good that you can do like open issues on GitHub, which is totally fine. And then eventually later on, if you want, you are still able to create pull requests. So to make changes into the code. Anyway, somebody will review it before merging, so we'll make sure that it's gonna work. But at this stage, it's okay.
I'm open to putting in pull requests.
It's because basically.
Yeah.
It's because basically since your agent is fixing it, so your agent is still able to add to create essentially a pull request, right? So to make the Git differences and then create a pull request and push it to GitHub so that it can be merged into that. And essentially from your side, you don't need to do anything because your agent already knows what to do. So
Yeah,
it's
no, I can tell my agent to do that,
yeah,
and I think ultimately doing that on the fork that we're setting up for testing is the
yeah,
appropriate place to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. For this moment,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Anyway, we will take care of that in the future. Thank you for that, Greg. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for putting those up because I saw all the issues that you put in, and then you also closed out some. So I'm sure I'm going to run into the same issues when I do my Linux installation. So I'll
Yeah,
be looking at
there's some
those.
that there's some that just got closed because
My
Manolo's
agent
agent
did.
said, "Oh, I fixed it," and closed it, but didn't. And I don't have the permissions to reopen them. So there you'll see a lot of communication in the closed tickets, and I also have like 3 or 4 open ones still.
Yeah. Sorry, because I told was my agent that was checking the GitHub, looking at the thing and say, "Okay, don't worry, I fixed it." Boom, and close everything. But I changed the behavior, and in theory, I had it to reopen everything, but apparently not.
It did.
Um,
It reopened everything, and I was trying to go through and say the ones that did appear to be resolved, but there's also been some regression in some of the updates where I'm seeing things broken that were fixed. So yeah, those are all things that we can work through in the fork.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that will help with that issue. If we can stabilize the testing fork, and then we can iterate on the testing fork. That way, we're not catching Manolo's changes that might be downstream that he's not aware of, and that will
Right.
insulate us. Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I want to say thank you for everything, all your job you do. Since the last week our call, I've been fixing Resonant OS on my computer, and now I finally have a stable, almost stable version. My shield still not working. The onboarding too is not working. What else is not working? And I think the logician is working very fine. But yes, I don't have the NFT yet, but I keep working on it. The one thing I want to say is now I understand better Resonant OS and OpenClaw. And I feel like now I'm ready to help you guys on an issue because to be honest, I have so many issues, like every day something's broke. Yeah, but most of the time I ask Claude to do it. So I don't know if my approach is good or not because I think because I use Claude to fix the problem, I think the Resonant OS, the agent of Resonant OS, is not aware of anything. It's like, someone outside just fix himself. I think maybe it might be a trouble later, but for now it's still working. But like I say, now I'm ready to join more the team to try to fix, to find something, because I think I can be helpful because I have a different issue of you guys. Because my system, I'm running on MacBook Pro, is from 2015. So it's like, yeah, 11 years old, but it's still working. But sometimes I have to find like some trick to do because for myself, I use like API Cloud and my orchestrator is running on IQ 4.5, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I made some change. So when I say like use a deep mode on, it just change a different model. So this is the way I fix like the overwork, the overheat of my CPU and GPU. So for now, I will start to write it down. Well, I will start to use GitHub, and to be honest with you, I'm really not comfortable with GitHub. Even with my job, GitHub is like something and I still have to learn.
Uh, Sorry, I was why you were saying something about a problem, and then I thought, okay, there is something I want to show you. Then as soon as I opened this, I forgot. But you said
I, I,
that
I was talking about the NFT, where I have
maybe it
no
was left.
NFT,
Yeah.
but he say the wallet is connected, but still I don't have the NFT.
The I think there are several problems with this wallet because there are different problems that everybody's experiencing. And also, you're saying, therefore, I need to do a really deep dive inside this wallet because I want to understand why it works on. I mean, works partially, but even on my side, there is some problem, but not the problem that anybody of you are telling me about. So
Yeah.
we need to look into the wallet properly.
Yeah, some of the wallet stuff that I experienced at the beginning was the fact that you must have Sol in
Ah, yes, exactly.
your DevNet wallet before you can actually go through the process. So you can use the DevNet. There's a number of things that will go ahead and give you some soul on the DevNet. But that's one of the main things I ran into at the beginning that wasn't at the time really documented, that you must have soul on the DevNet in the wallet that it generates. So it's kind of chicken and egg. It's got to generate a wallet so that you have the wallet ID so that you can add soul to it before you can then move through the rest of the onboarding process. I don't know if that helps you, Michelle, but that's one problem that I ran into on that.
Exactly. There is that part that is true. So I think in somehow is explained inside the onboarding, but yeah, you need some Solana. There is a link where you can go a website where you add your wallet address and then give you fake Solana because we are working on the dev net and it's not the main net. This is the development net, so it's not real money, it's not real Solana. There's nothing that can be lost. That is a problem. Uh, so yeah, that part need to be fixed. There is. I mean, if there are any other question, I'm happy to answer.
Jeff, do you want to comment or ask a question?
Sorry.
I wanted to introduce
So
myself.
I posted in the chat for Michelle. Couldn't he use the CLI to control the computer and the folder where Resonant is
Exactly.
at
Sorry. That's what I
instead
wanted
of
to
the
share.
API? Because even with the CLI, he would save money. I don't think really. I don't spend any money outside of my subscription when I use CLI. It uses tokens, but I'm assuming his API he's just paying for nothing more or less when he could be saving that money.
Uh, Sorry, yes. Basically, there is a way to set up. You just when you activate your OpenClaw, you explain how you want to use your token because there is two ways, or via API or via or I can't pronounce that word. But yes, thank you. And every time that I need to say that word, you're gonna do it for me. Thank you. Oh my God, my memory. For the second time, I wanted to show again that thing and I forgot. So, Evan, go ahead.
Hey guys. Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself. I had sent you a message on Discord the other day. I'm with Frumu and building basically it's a agentic orchestration AI engine. It's not something that directly competes with ROS, but it's something that can be used along as something parallel to where this engine can run the same as OpenClaw, but it's a lot more stable. If I can say that, it's a stable, very stable compared to OpenClaw. I saw one of your videos the other day, and it kind of resonated with me because I'm trying to fix a lot of the same problems where I have, looked at like, okay, well, I need, the agent to do something, and hearing you guys speak as well, it makes me, think about it more that you have an agent you tell to do something, and 50% of the time it might do it, 50% of the other time it doesn't do it. And kind of what I've been building, or not kind of, but what I am building is something that has like, it's built into, instead of it being like something where you have to build, skills and all these extra text files to force it to work, it's built into the engine level. So it's the direct line between, you have your front end, you have an engine, and then you have the LLM. So everything is working between that. But I did play around with ROS the other day, and I did like a test integration where I just, I went into the settings and I just created a new settings panel, connected it. It kind of works in a similar way where you can select, whatever provider you want. You can use a local provider, you can use Open Router or direct to OpenAI, etc. And then currently, like what I built was just a simple, like, put your API key in, but when the engine restarts, it's gone. It's only saved in memory. It's not like, kept in a file or anything. But yeah, I thought it was interesting what you guys were doing, and, resonated with me. My background is in software development. I worked in software development for 20 years. 5 of those years I spent in blockchain, building wallets, building blockchains. So that, I didn't know when I first joined in, you guys were doing some blockchain stuff. I haven't touched it in 2 years, to be honest. But at the same time, I haven't touched code in 2 years as far as like me physically writing it. I don't write code anymore. I let the AI do the code because it's 100 times better than me, and most of the time 10, 20 times faster. But yeah, I just want to say hello and introduce myself to you guys.
Thank you, Evan, and nice to meet you.
Sorry, I just want to say something to Ivan. Maybe if he's interested joining our team of developers.
Yeah, I could definitely help out here and there. I have.
If you have capacity, time, and will, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to balance quite a few projects at the same time. Like I kind of have like 4 or 5 running at the same time, and I work on them simultaneously. So that.
What's your handle on Discord?
It's Frumu, or Frumu.ai.
Yes.
I'm the Frumu guy.
Maybe Chimo, if you want to contact him directly, maybe with your form, I don't know, and see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, even I will contact you directly, and
sure.
yeah, and we'll take it from there. That's great.
Yeah, and probably some of the stuff I could help on is like, like getting you guys to a level where the setup is automated. I did a lot of that in the project I'm working on, where as soon as I publish into Git, everything runs through a GitHub action workflows. So it builds. I have a desktop app. I have a TUI, which is like, a command line interface. I have a web interface. I have, I don't know how many different crates in Rust. So it goes through this whole flow as soon as I push it and I tag it like a new release, it builds everything. So it does, like, everything's automated. Big fan of automation. I always, even before AI, I was a big fan of trying to get things automated to where, it didn't require, all these extra steps of human interaction, where it was, not necessarily AI. And, before, in the early days, it was just, building a workflow to where it had a step process. So it's probably something I could help you guys with and document.
Yeah, definitely with GitHub stuff, because well, from my side, I don't have much experience. I'm not sure if anybody has experience with GitHub Actions, which definitely we
Yeah,
will
yeah.
need to automate the build process and testing and so on. So yeah, that would be very, very helpful.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Evan, I'd love to have a conversation with you about the control plane that you're building, and
Yeah,
how you got it working with ROS. That's something we need to consider in the future. I mean, there's a lot of control planes out there now, so
yeah, yeah.
I'd love to talk to you about
Absolutely.
that.
I mean, on a high level, all it is an API. So it's just an endpoint, and you call it. So it's I guess similar to how OpenClaw works, except mine requires a key. You can't talk to it unless you have a key. But it's just an API.
Okay.
But I did build two SDKs for it. So there's one in Python, there's one in TypeScript, and those allow you to not have to go understand as much. So you could say, for example, check out like the Python or the JavaScript SDK, and then you could start working with it by giving it to your agent and say, hey, and it'll see all the list of commands and function calls, and you don't have to think about what the engine is doing.
Have you shared that? Is that out on GitHub, or you still got it in-house working on it?
Yeah, it's public. It's on a public repo.
I think, yeah, we should organize a meeting. Also, you share this demo, or kind of demo on GitHub about your system integrated with ResonantOS. And honestly, I didn't understand. Personally, I didn't understand. But I mean, it's nice to see something happening that I never built. So it feels really good to see, something there that was not built by me, but I don't understand what it's doing. So yeah, it would be nice to have a proper demo, understand
Yeah.
what kind of what is that?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I want to push it a little farther. Like right now, it's just it's a connection and showing you like, oh, I can, select the folder, I can analyze that folder, and it's all working through the engine. But
One thing that we're gonna move because we discussed enough about this part, and there's other things that we need to cover that are really important. But in this
no
other
worries.
part, you are gonna explain basically the business model connected to ResonantOS, because from my understanding, you are closed source, so would be kind of not in line with what we're building. But I'm going to explain what we're building. So then you can decide, okay, this is interest me or not. All right. If everybody says what they wanted to say, I'm stopping something. I'm not stopping anybody, right? Okay. So I'm going to share the screen. And this one. Uh, First of all, to say I'm not totally prepared to this. Okay, it's a complex subject, and we had a few meetings, Chimo and I and Tom as well, talking about what would be the correct narrative to explain such a complex problem. We never find out what's the right way. So this is something also that we are gonna work together. So I'm gonna explain how I see it, the problem, and then together, if we have time, we can divide ourselves in breakout rooms and have a little bit of brainstorming in groups of maybe four, whatever it is, and come out with something that makes sense from your perspective. But here, what we have, this is a few quotes from Dario Amodei. Basically, this is talking about an apocalypse. Okay, the world is not going in the right direction, and there is a lot of things that are extremely uncontrollable, that are all connected with what is happening with AI. A huge amount of power, and a this AI that is going really fast to a level that is going to be as powerful, let's say, as intelligent as a human, and even more. And there is no a plan for how deal with that kind of reality. Zero plan from government, for organization, for anybody. Nobody knows. Um, so the scenario doesn't look great. The slides don't move. Ah, yeah. Okay, so next is this is in somehow what is also happening. Okay, this is agriculture age, industrial age. That was the kind of speed and the human adaptation to the different change. Then arrive AI, and pretty soon it's gonna basically do this massive jump. Okay, this massive jump is connected to the curve of learning. The idea of one AI learns something, every single AI know that thing. So look, they do this in, same with robots. At one point, they are all connected, and each one robot, each one AI, each single AI is gonna learn a new skill, a new ability, a new things about humans, a new things about biology, whatever it is, and they are gonna sync. They all of them are working together to become more and more intelligent. That acceleration is just gonna be unbelievable. So it's gonna be on a level that we as a human we can't really not compete, not understand, and not even control. That is one of the problem. On this side of the slide, we see that there are a lot of billions investing to build this infrastructure, and there is an infrastructure that even though costs billions, after 3 4 years need to be replaced. And we still haven't reached those 3 4 years, so we don't know what is going to happen when they need to replace. Is it going to be still money to be, in the sense, investment is sufficient to replace those machines? All those machines that are going to be replaced, where they are going to go? And that is also can be seen as an opportunity. And another thing, there is people that predict that is by 2021, 2029, a financial crash because of all those reasons. And again, nobody's prepared for this. So this is what we are building. Okay, and this comes from the philosophy of Augmentatism. We are building something that is different from what those corporate AI are building. And if you analyze what those corporate AI are building a specific formula of AI. This is an AI that is driven by money. Okay, so the development of this AI is driven by money. So the demand here is for the investors, for people that are connected to that are going to invest on this. The idea here is to make money. There are mainly two ways. One, you produce more. The other, you spend less. Okay, spending less is mainly removing human. Producing more is investing more on robots, automation, and so on. That is what they are building. That's where they are throwing those $650 billion to build. And to do it, they push their own agenda, their own, I call it a cage processor, an architecture that they want to control. And they create this monoculture formula of AI. Everybody should use their own AI. I mean, their corporate AI. And that is one. Okay, that is one corporate AI, one kind of narrative, one kind of a worldview, one kind of philosophy. It's just one. And what they want at the end is passive consumers, us using their token and pay subscription and be caged within their system. That is that is their agenda. Okay, in the sense is I'm not complaining. I'm not asking them to do anything different. Okay, that is their money, that is their business. They do whatever they want to do with them. That is what they're building. Unfortunately, it's not in line with what I want, what I need, and what I'd like to have the future look like. And therefore, I think we need something different. And I called it. I built this philosophy called Augmentatism. The idea is to have no an AI that is going to replace me, but it's going to an AI that is going to work as a force multiplier. And therefore, I want an AI that I can control. And I want to build my own world within this AI. And I believe in each one of us is doing this. If we are here, it's because we are those pioneers trying to build this custom AI because we don't like the one that they give us. We want something specific, and we explore this, and I call this the multiverse. Okay, because we are all different. We all have our journey, our interest, our experimentation. And you can see this as on this last point, maximizing human noise, which sometimes it feels weird, right? So we should look for the signal, but in a pioneering moment, there's not a real signal. There is an intuition from the human to explore, but the intuition comes from the noise. So you need to reach the moment of noise, and there is. I do this with music, okay? So for me, it's really clear, and there is a lot of going on. There is noise there, but then our brain works that within noise is going to find patterns, and that patterns means curiosity, and through our curiosity, we go and explore. That is how we work. And as a pioneers, this is what we're doing. And therefore, we need to maximize that kind of behavior. So don't be afraid about the noise, the confusion, the mess, the broken code, the AI, the doing something that doesn't follow the rules and whatever. Okay, those are all signal for us. So I call like because it's resonant, there is dissonance. Those elements are dissonance, but those elements of dissonance are in somehow reason to go there and explore. So how do we do this? We do it through, at the moment, the main element is this ResonantOS. And what is building is this Symbiotic Shield. The idea is to have one single AI that we can trust. And to trust an AI, first of all, I need an AI that, through the logician, okay, follow deterministic rules. So we can be sure that the AI follow what we ask. But we need also an AI that can protect us and protect from the AI itself. So if you see the shield inside ResonantOS, not just to stop the external attack, prompt injection, the thing that you would think the shield should do, but it's also protect the AI itself to don't break itself. So it cannot write in some documents, it can't change the system prompt, the system files and also the system prompt. It can change the SS of T's unless we allow to do it. But also, this shield needs to protect us as a human, in the sense from ourselves, from drifting away, from getting manipulated from external information and so on. So this is what we are building. And to do it, there is a lot of different elements that we need. Okay, so a memory, a dashboard, so we can see what is happening. Because I don't know you, but if I don't see, I don't believe it. So AI is doing a lot of things, and it says, "I'm doing this, I'm fixing this." Yeah, I want to see it. I want to have evidence. Okay, give me a screenshot so I can see it. At the moment, ResonantOS run on top of OpenClaw because I see OpenClaw as an opportunity, and this opportunity is connected to different elements. The opportunity here is there is something that there are a lot of people investing in improving, in building, in implementing. So there is going to be a lot of opportunity for this OpenClaw. And doing the journey together with OpenClaw, allow us to be part of this opportunity. So we don't need to develop everything because there is hundreds of people developing OpenClaw. So we can only need to develop the part that we need for achieving our augmentatism philosophy, to achieving the goal and build the future that we need. So how this future look like is connected to sorry, I need to move this. It's connected to resolve a problem, first of all. So to build this future, we have to change the strategy of how we collaborate, how we work together. So we are used to the pyramid structure, okay, the hierarchy system. And this is a top down, okay? From the top, decision get made, and the people follow this structure. So it's manager led. Has some problem this because it can scale to a point, and then it cannot adapt at the speed required for what is happening. Okay, with the change that are needed in this world of AI. To achieve those changes, we need something that's much more flexible. Here is the structure. I don't know if you read the blog post today about this, but in the blog post we're talking about exactly about this. So this is the sovereign multiverse that we need to build. So the idea is that each one of us, AI plus so human plus AI, we are kind of a team of entrepreneurs. And then we build together, we can form tribes, 2 or 5 people, even more if you want. There's no rules about the limits. But something small means really focused and really agile and can adapt. But then what we build is not given by a manager, but is led by the demand and the needs. So, for example, today you've been talking about, I need this thing is broken, I would like to implement this other functionality and so on. This is how we move. Okay, is the demand, we create the demand, and we use our economy system. That is why we have the wallet inside the ResonantOS, because there is an economy behind that in give value to our contribution. I'm going to explain this in a second, if makes sense explain it. But there are, at the moment, in this phase that we start, there are 2 major tokens, okay? One that you can't, is soulbound to you, you can't move it. That is the reputation token. Is build a reputation within this community. More reputation means access to, for example, extra services, access to voting power, access to a passive income in proportion to your amount of reputation. The REST token instead is a token that has a 0 value. Understand this part, okay? It has 0 value, but can be traded with others. So we started that has 0 value, but through, if you've been inside blockchain, you know that at one point that token is gonna gain some value. The value of the token is connected to the utility of the token, and we are gonna see and explain what those utility is gonna be. But the point here is the decision are market driven and not managed by the top. Okay, that is the structure that we need to understand. So what's the problem with the managers is they are bottlenecks. So we need to try to remove this kind of structure as much as possible, and we need to build this new structure that is kind of a more loosey. It's not like you can control it 100%. You allow the market to drive and adjust and move on. So this is called the bottom-up governance, decision power by doers. And I think the last slides, no, that was the last one. Possible. So I'm gonna stop for a second. Let me check if that was the last slide. Yes. So I didn't explain the token economy. Okay, it's something that is complicated. I'm willing to explain, but it's a second step. First, it requires from you to understand if what I'm explaining makes sense, and if you have any questions, and what's your feeling about what I've just shared.
That this is gonna change the world if it works, if you make it work.
Thank you. We will make it work. So, so if this is math, then it's gonna change the world.
I feel like I just want to say I feel like what we try to build is like necessary, because why now, like you say, all the big corporation, they just make their own model, their own vision, their own way of view the market. And I feel like we as a human, the way we trade, we do business, soon we won't be able to have a choice to follow the big corporate. So I feel like ResonantOS is like a way to find a different way to still working us peer to peer and more freely. No like a third party who just try to steal our money. It just control everything. I just feel like that.
Yeah, it's basically the difference between being a slave and between being a free person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead. I was just asking. Anyone else wants to add anything? So,
yeah, so I think that that's the part that often like, because we see like the rise of like the corporate behemoths that seem to, when anything good comes along, they'll buy it up or they'll capture it, and it's becoming like it's becoming more and more difficult to just be autonomous and to make your own decisions and not have to have things like this like homogenous culture, corporate culture in every area of our lives. That like that's probably the central, like I don't even necessarily feel happy about AI in some ways. Is it really going to make our lives better in the long run? But if we don't engage with it and we just let the corporate entities have it and then dictate it to us. So that's like for me, that's what really captured my attention when I was watching one of your videos, is that we have to do the hard work to make sure that we're going to create like a rampart, like a division somewhere, like the line that needs to be drawn. Anyway.
Totally agree with Sal, and if I can, I want to add that basically this feeling that he has, that it seems that it's more and more difficult and impossible to live a free life, essentially. Said, very, very direct and easily. It's by design. It's wanted. This is the final end goal of the system, is basically to make sure we are enslaved. There is no way we can get free, and we only serve a purpose. Eventually, being like part of a hive or ant colony, so working for the system itself and for the oligarchy. Rather than being free and being able to express ourselves. And as long as we fit into this system, we are allowed to live in the present world, the present time. But if we don't like the systems, we are disposable and we are expendable. And basically, we must build an alternative. Otherwise, we are seriously in big trouble. Yeah.
Marcelo?
So I've been working in DAOs and trying to build DAOs and systems for the past 8 years, more or less, with very mixed results. And so that's basically why I'm here. That's what captivated me in Manolo's idea. And when I tried to do this, it was the beginning, like beginning of crypto, and no AI to help us code. I'm not a coder. So I think we're in a much better position now to try it again. Aside from the technical issue, there are lots of psychological and emotional issues when we talk about this kind of new organization. So there's a need to, the system that we're building needs to be so simple and so seamless to the person that it's going to use that the person, it's not even feeling that it's doing something very, very, very different. Otherwise, the person just doesn't do it. I don't understand. So that's what I just wanted to add to the conversation. Thanks.
Manolo, you're muted. Sorry, Tom, just a second. Manolo wants to
I
reply.
just want to give this reply. So, if you've been for 8 years in this, I know what you went through, and therefore I totally understand this. And the friction of technology itself to join the DAO, to the wallets, all that problem is huge. Okay, and now we have on one side the AI can help us, so remove some of that friction, but AI itself is a friction. So it just changed. Okay, before was the wallet, and now is the wallet plus AI. So the challenge is there. We know that we need to remove that friction. We have now AI to help us doing. At the moment, it's not the main focus because we are the pioneers. Okay, we need to deal with this reality. We need to build what is needed. We need to build this AI that somehow follow what we say. So now that we have it, because on my case, honestly, it's working. Okay, there are always some problems, but it's actually working. It's follow the protocols. It does what it is supposed to do. So now that we have this, then it's going to be much faster and easier to build everything else. So thank you for sharing this, Marcello. Tom. You're muted. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. It's one of those magic things.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to thank you guys for sharing all that. I think a lot of us have arrived at this same spot, especially if you've been coding. I've been coding for a long time, and so I took a little bit of a break. I kind of woke up early this year when I saw OpenClaw and started coding again. And essentially, it's a very powerful technology. Manolo, like you said, you're seeing it. It works, and when it works, it's amazing. But I instantly saw some problems, like y'all seeing, having to deal with memory, having to deal with just keeping this thing in line and making it work. And so I think my goal personally is to get it to that stable level where it works for me all the time. And then also secondarily, removing those barriers, like Manolo said, to get it so that my daughter can use it, so that my friends in the corporate world can use it, and get it to a point where all of those difficult technical aspects are kind of boiled down so that people can start leveraging this technology. And specifically, like Federico said, not allowing us to get captured, because the other thing, I don't know about you guys, but I've spent hundreds of dollars per day in tokens as I'm coding because this thing is so amazing. And I'm okay with spending that many tokens, but not forever,
Same
right?
for me.
Yeah. So I want to be able to get to a point where I'm not spending that much money, because I've seen this before, right? As soon as we get to the point where we're dependent on it, and I'm an engineer and I'm like, I've got to have this, they'll change it, right? It'll become more expensive or whatever. And I don't want to be captured in that world. I want to have my own coding agents, local, tuned, whatever it is, so that I'm not bound by that token system.
Thank you. Go
Thank
on,
you.
Fede.
Yeah, I just want to reassure Tom regarding the coding and the pricing of coding. I think there would be alternative for that. So while basically the technology is progressing, there will be free alternatives. But from the point of view of technically, setting up the environment, honestly, I don't think right now. Maybe OpenClaw or I don't know about ResonantOS, but I don't think OpenClaw is a good is a good coding tool essentially. I would use something else, either Codex or Cursor that I'm using or anything else which have like a fixed plan, and once you pay these. Definitely, then it does everything that you need for your daily activities, and it's much cheaper, and it works. And I only wanted to add another thing on what I think the gentleman before me said, or Manolo, I don't remember. Essentially, it's regarding the basically the technology right now that is empowering us to do a lot. And essentially, I see myself right now as the CEO of a corporation made of artificial intelligence that is working for me in essentially achieving goals and doing real work for what I want to do. So, and I'm not sure if that might be the vision of everyone, but this might be, I think from my point of view, is like a vision on what we are now with the help of this technology, and what basically, yeah, what we are now and what we will become. The future will tell, but this is what we can be now, right now, in this moment, in terms of capacity. Thank you.
Thank you, Fede. Anybody else? If not, I will speak. I completely what Tom was saying about the tokenization. I'm studying online with a big group of Spanish. It's a Spanish course, and we are being programmed to consume tokens and to crave for more tokens. And it's not only in the programming side, it's in every platform they are giving us. It's so obvious. And I'm part of a smaller group where we are only 32. And in that group, we're stepping outside because I am building the resonant way of thinking in and questioning. And we are progressing more than the other groups. The what we're doing, what we're achieving, we're not learning less. But it's so obvious once you see it, the way we're being pushed into this way of thinking about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Chimo. I think Samuel want to say something, or I have a thing.
Yeah, I was just going to respond to the general conversation. The whole AI revolution thing that's happening at the moment, I don't see the corporate winning at every level, because by their own admission, what they have done and what we are able to do with, like all the AI that's being released, basically up until now, through all the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whenever all the computer revolution began, anyone could jump on a computer at that level of what they were able to, and they could start programming. Now anyone can jump in and start programming and doing whatever they want. Whatever is in their head, they can now put onto a computer program and make happen. If they get to any level, it's basically now because AI is able to do that. But basically, corporations are not going to be able to control that at any level going forward. Like they're going to be able to put the products out to the people who don't know or think any better. But anyone who can innovate, anyone who can think and process something on the AI's level, they're going to be able to make whatever they want. I spent like 3 or 4 months last year doing exactly what Manolo was doing, which was trying to make an orchestrator using Codex or I think it was Anyway, using AI at the time and basically trying to make it. And as soon as OpenClaw came out, like, oh, sweet, here it is, it's been made. Someone's made it as open source, and I just built on that, and so does Manolo. Fantastic. So the idea that we're all being herded into something and we're not going to have any choices in the future, I don't see that as being very, maybe financially to some degree, but I don't think we're going to be locked in. So I think that, and why I'm here because I want to be building something, and I want to find like-minded people who I can collaborate with, who I can work with, talk to, learn from. They can learn from what I do, and we can all work together to build what we want to build together. I've never done anything to do with crypto before. I've never done anything to do with the DAO stuff before, so I'm really interested in it. But at the same time, I don't think I need to be held by it. That's what I think I'm saying. Anyway, I'm still really glad to be here, though. Wouldn't mind trying to work out if we can do anything with Discord as to whether there's other channels that we can have. I'm not entirely keen on putting everything I have into fully public channels on the Discord.
Samuel, I'm sharing on the chat here a form that could help with that, and the same for Evan. You only answer to what you're comfortable sharing there, so we can find if other ways of contact when it's appropriate. Don't worry about how many hours, like Evan was saying that he's busy with other projects. In the amount in which it's appropriate and you're free to work, just give it that. We're not looking for people to work an amount of hours a week, but if you just give us a guidance, then we won't bother you as much, and we will know when to contact you and how.
Awesome. So we keep that. Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you. And this is, of course, also open to everybody. Okay. So if you want to participate, click on the link and fill the form. Okay. So this is. Thank you for sharing this. Just for Tom, that is spending a lot of on tokens. Of course, it depends on what the model that you want to use. I personally, what I do at the moment, I use my orchestrator to delegate all the time to my coder. And as a coder, I use Codex. And crazy enough, I can't even believe that it's possible with just OpenClaw, sorry, not OpenClaw, with OpenAI, ChatGPT account of the $20 one or 30, I can't remember now. With that one, it's enough for do everything that I do. Which is, for me, I'm like, how is that even possible? But I use only for coding the account, and I delegate all the work to Codex. So I don't use Open Claw for coding itself, but I use the harness that is the Codex, and I use the orchestrator to delegate to the Codex through a protocol that create a task document with all the information that are needed for the Codex to actually do a good job. You can use the Codex or whatever other software. Okay, for my way of working, because I'm not a coder, I don't want to interact much with the code. Okay, and the Codex is one of those that really don't bother you. If you give, it can do everything by itself all the time. Instead of others, they always ask you, "What do you want to do here? What do you want to do there?" I don't know what I want to do because I don't understand. I could delegate the code, the orchestrator to interact, but it's better to delegate something, in my case, something to the codex, and I get everything done. And then, of course, interact if it's needed. And at the end, it's $20 a month or 30. I can't remember now how much it costs, but it's the cheap one. I think it's $20. I never go out of a token for coding. Regarding this economy, this is the infrastructure. Okay, so everything that we build is co-owned by the community. I want to make this clear. So ResonantOS is the moment that you sign with the wallet, you get the NFTs. you become co-owner of ResonantOS. That is the business model. So Ivan, I think is pronounced, right? So that's what I wanted to tell you. So if you want to participate in the development of Resonant OS, that is the system that we do. And only that system can work with us. So if you have a closed code, that's something you own it, cannot be inserted in this architecture. There's no way to insert. That is the limit. It's because it's sovereignty. Okay, so if someone owns something that is not owned by the community, it doesn't work. We don't want it. We want only something that is co-owned by everybody, and then is makes sense. You don't need to answer now, but so just so you know, if you participate in the creation of Resonant OS, that is the deal. Okay, everybody owns it, and we own it connected to our contribution. Okay, so it's not some random people join and now owns as much as you do that maybe you invested years in building it. Okay, so the contribution token that I shared earlier in the slide, so that contribution token that cannot swapped with anybody else is basically what it does. It gives you a ranking system within the DAO. More you contribute, more higher is your ranking system. Ranking means higher voting, higher earnings, access to privileged services, and whatever it is. So some I don't want to call it services because at the moment they don't exist. But think about you reach a level. At that level, you can vote that kind of elements. You can access some service and product or whatever it is, and whatever can be connected to that level of ranking. Then you carry on and keep it growing by keep contributing. That is the business model. There is a lot to talk about how the token economy works, how we make money, and so on. I'm happy to talk for hours, but before we carry on talking for hours, I want to make you aware that we already been 1 hour and 40 minutes. I don't mind carry on, like I said, but I understand if people wants to leave, it's all good. If not, we can carry on. Chimo, what do you think? Shall we do the breakout room or we skip that part?
I think we can skip it because there's not enough people to make a lot of sense, and I like the atmosphere everybody's sharing out loud.
Yeah.
So we can use the questions if you want, but we can do it
Yes.
just as a group. And
Yeah, good idea.
It's agile
idea.
enough right now.
Yes, good idea. Let's do this.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. You go ahead, Manolo. Explain.
No. Do, if you do it, I can have a little rest.
Well, everybody feel free to comment and help me out with this. We have two main things we've been discussing that we want to hear you so you help us make more sense. The first one, you've heard us hammer this, and we just don't know what to do because we can see that you're all eager to work, and we get people, like the ones we mention all the time, Greg, Fede, all of you that are getting involved and working. And we know that the other ones would like to be a part of this as well. So what is it that we could do so you can become more involved in the measure in which you can do it? That's the first question we have. The other one is, more projecting, is what are we missing to build what we're building? So if first, let's look at question number one. What's your feeling about Tom has been helping us and he's making sense of some of it, but on the part of understanding how you can fit in, because when I hear Manolo talk, it sounds really obvious. You see a bug, you come and sort it. You just jump in, solve out a problem. But of course, obviously, that's not as effective as we might think. So what could we incorporate to make this? Because that's also going to happen to me, for instance, when the academy grows and we want people from other fields to join and not a forensic psychiatrist to come in and out, just join for 1 minute and run away terrified. So what is it that we could do? Okay, any thoughts?
So I personally, when I started up a large community, the first thing I did was we started up a game, and it started into a community that grew into like 1,000 people in like a month. And the first thing I did is said, okay, you're all squad leaders. You're going to grab 50 people, and you're just going to have your own channel, and you're just going to collaborate, and you're just going to work in your own little zone. So what I found was quite successful was with one person basically grabbing people who they had an idea of what their level was, and then assigned them a set of people and said, right, you all work together and figure out what you want to do and come back with a thing. A thing being like, this is our like-minded goals, this is what we want to achieve, this is what our thing is. And then you sort of take that and you say, okay, so you've got all the people now that they've got their shared ideals. Oh, that guy, he doesn't really fit in that group, but these guys have just brought a shared ideal back, he really fits over there. So you move them around. And you sort of grab people into their good groups that they can meld with, and then you just start assigning stuff and say, okay, hey, we need this thing. Oh, that group would be really suitable to that. Hey, here you go. Here's an assignment. Have the group just nut it out. And within their group, they form a friendship, they form a cohort, and they're able to build their own systems that are stable. They're able to have their own internal conversations that sort of let them get up to that level. If they need to, they can bring in experts to help them with some sort of whatever they need to do. But ultimately, because we're all learning this together, we're all at low levels or at medium levels or at high levels or whatever, we all need to work within our groups, in my opinion, that allows us to collaborate equally, but doesn't let one high-level person get bogged down with teaching a low-level person every single little bit. But everyone can learn at their own level because the AI helps us do that. And if all of the low-level people are in their own little group and have obviously assistance where needed, then basically it's like communities that join the whole.
Just a moment, because what you say sounds fantastic. I don't need to be sold anymore. I think everybody. What I would like to talk to you, like proper specifically, is how you implemented that and stuff like that. So I'm gonna contact you and get as much out of you in the practical terms, in the boring part of,
Fair.
Yeah, because that sounds great. Yeah. And anyway,
Okay.
so yeah, any other comment on what you're saying? Because that's exactly what we want from people like you.
Well, I did this for a gaming community, but that's basically what I did. So yeah, happy to collaborate with that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think I guess I'm basically saying the same thing that he was saying, but I was asking ChatGPT so we can organize or orchestrate it using the LM, but basically using everyone using a CLI. It says use a CLI locally against the same repo workspace, and so everyone can, different people can be responsible for certain tasks, and even though we're not coders, we can just basically tell the CLI what to do, and it will basically code and access the workspace and do everything for us. But then we have 20 different CLIs and tokens that are all building at the same time on different parts of a singular action.
Yeah, I think that's the right framework, Sam. Thanks for sharing that. Small dev teams running in, agile mode, that's really the way to go to move this forward. And I think we have the mechanism now set up in GitHub so we can start forking and, building pull requests and making it a little more systematic. So we're really at that stage now. And I think the initial focus of getting this alpha stabilized and getting the install simplified and in my mind, the two clear goals here.
Important is also to standardize the development environment so that everybody who wants to contribute doesn't need to struggle too much to have it running on the local machine and then start building on it.
Agreed.
Yes, totally. Can I, Chimo, share the screen a second? I don't know if it's gonna share on top of. Yeah, thank you. I want to show what we should build, what I'm trying to build. This is already inside the ResonantOS. That is the bounty that was part of the slides. The idea is to create, to analyze the project, for example, and then say there is the wallet that is broken. Okay, we write it here. There's a bounty. Fix the wallet is broken. And this is the reward. Okay, you can read the details. I don't know if this is a prototype, so I don't even work. Yeah, it works. So you read the details. You can join a group here and say, okay, I want to be part of this. Join the tribe. I don't know if it works, to be honest. I need to collect, because this is all done through blockchain, of course. And you can join. And then we can create all of those with the rewards. And then you as a team, you can form a team, and there is a tribes session here to form those teams. And then you start building. So
Yeah, that is a system of incentive for doing stuff.
yeah,
Which is
there is both incentive but also the recognition, okay? Because you see there is this rest token, but is also the contribution token. So you gonna get the token that is gonna allow you to rank up within the DAO. And that is gonna stay with you. That is the whole point, right? So now you do a lot of work. You have higher rank. You have a higher voting power. Higher. It's not correct, but let's call it share of the earnings, which is not correct at all because it doesn't work in that way. But mentally, it's easy to understand. So when there is a dividend, let's say, which again is not how it works. Those are all names that we use in the old financial system, but they are not how they are implemented inside the DAO. But let's say there is dividend, equivalent dividend, get distributed according to the shares that each one of us has, and that is not the correct names, but the concept is similar. And then therefore your contribution is gonna be recognized. At the moment, because this is alpha, still not working, we need to build this properly. So we need first to get the wallet to work on every system. So each one of us, let me see if I know Phantom Wallet connected. So each one, if we have you connect, you get the NFTs, and you already feel like, okay, now I'm a co-owner of this. You get daily rewards. You start doing bounties, and we start checking the mechanism. That is the minimum required in reality to have a DAO. Okay, then also those bounties can be voted. So at the moment, I put down a list of stuff. Okay, just created randomly. But then we can submit those bounties and vote which one should be added, which higher priority. Higher priority can be set with higher bounty cost. So we allow now we are just a handful of people. I mean, actually more than a handful, but there's not many of us. Think about us at a community that has hundreds of thousands of people involved. So we need to think in those terms. And that system will become like a really easy to manage. You build your own tribe, or you find a project and you start working.
Manolo, Tom is asking, can you discuss the reputation token, how it plays with it?
Yes. So the reputation token I'm gonna share the screen again because I like like watching stuff. I'm a visual person. Where is it? Here. So the reputation token, I'm not going to share this. There is actually a better thing that I want to share, which is here. Sorry, yeah, that's why. So we have a few tokens inside this ResonantOS. So the reputation token is something that is bound to you. When you earn it, you can't give to anybody else. And it get connected to this symbiotic shield. So this the symbiotic shield is a multi-signature wallet, which you as a human you sign, your AI sign, and now you have this symbiotic wallet. With this symbiotic wallet, you get those NFTs, okay, and those NFTs allow you to join the DAO. Okay, without those NFTs that I was sharing earlier, you can't be part of the DAO. So those understand blockchain. When I say NFTs, this is not something that can be copied. Okay, you can't transfer this thing. So the NFT, if you heard in history, okay, those NFT, there was all scams and also millions for those stupid images. Okay, but they had that technology that was insane. The technology is that we have one single element, okay, a digital picture, a digital ticket, in this case, a contract, for example, that is unique. Okay, and in this case, it's unique and connected to your wallet. And before NFT, there was no way to create something that was digitally unique on the digital world, because you could have copied as many times as possible. So now we have this, and to connect to this wallet, there is this token that is the RCT token, and that is the reputation token. This reputation token is not like there is no limit as much we can print them. So it's not like a fixed number, but we print the moment that are required from, for example, you do the daily reward, you do the bounty, you contribute in somehow. Okay, one of the contribution that we're gonna add, which is gonna be, for example, you do the academy. So you become a student. And as a student of the Resonant Academy, you're gonna earn contribution token and the other token, the Resonant token. Okay, because we recognize contribution also if you study, if you do research, if you make art, if you do a lot of different, if you help the community, every time that you join this Zoom call is a contribution. Okay? At the moment, we have not established a system to pay those. I say pay, but transfer those contribution token, but you should receive them. We are saving those Zoom calls so we can go back and then look who was present, for how long they were present, and then we can give those contribution token. But that is the idea. I don't know if, Tom, this is answer your question, or if you have a more specific question about this. Okay. So we want to let me share this other part. So we want to have as many different way of measuring contribution. So this is not something that I already know. It's we need to find out. But if we go inside the wallet, every time it disconnects, because it was the other one, sorry. If we go inside the token, there is already, different, at the moment, 5 different level of contribution. Okay, you can contribute with the governance, with the finance, with the community, as a creative, but also in the technical aspect. And then you can rank up, and then you can level up. Okay, so it's like think about a little bit as a video game. You're gonna have those different levels, and when you reach the maximum from level 0, you're gonna go to level 1. It's gonna reset and carry on growing. that is the idea. There's going to be a formula how this is going to work because there is, even though what was his name? The Matteo, something like this. I know it's gone. Was talking about making things that are simple. Nothing's really simple, okay? Our governance is a complex thing, so we need to balance it and so on. So we need a lot of elements to be considered. A lot of work there. There is experience in the sense that I've been doing this for many years. I've been in blockchain for 13 years. Yes, 13 years. And so I'm not new to this, but there's a lot of work. So when we say financial people, philosophers, they're all welcome. There's so many different ways to participate in this. That is not even explaining the token economy, but that was one token. Any other question?
And so what's important as well going ahead is not so much what you're bringing right now as to what we could do. So you are all able to contribute in the measure in which you want and you can. But as we go on, you might come up with ideas or groups we should start or things we should do or however those come up, please contact us because we're so happy that the the what we're hearing here is changing. So you're all speaking a lot. Manolo is was exhausted at the end of every meeting. So it's really good that you're all speaking much more, and we want more of that. Okay, so keep in touch and let us know how we can help you to contribute more effectively.
So next steps for us moving forward. We've got that testing fork that's set up on GitHub. It would be nice if I think Greg and Federico and anyone else that would be willing to jump in, let's just get in and talk about how we want to make sure we manage our GitHub instance. I've got a little bit of experience with it. Some others probably do. It's not that complicated to at least get a fork working that we can start pushing or putting pull requests and issues on and just get that framework working out. So in the next day or today or whenever, it'd be nice if we could schedule that breakout to talk about getting the mechanics of that together.
Right. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, let's have a call as soon as we can. I don't know if somebody wants to organize it, Chimo or Tom or anybody. Maybe Evan, if he might be able to join, that would be helpful because we are in very early stages. We need to, build our pipelines to essentially send some water through the pipes.
Yeah, Evan is now. Yeah, go on, Evan. You were going to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can jump on and give you guys some suggestions and help out where I can. I was going to ask, I don't know if but something that can help a lot, especially if you're using agents, is having an actual .agents directory in the repo. Basically, what that does is it acts as like skills or but you can also add to it instructions on this is how commits should work. This is how you should create branches. So you can add like a Git instruction inside that directory, and it's just going to be another markdown file. But the agent will read that and be like, "Oh, okay, this is exactly how I'm supposed to do it." But you can do it. You can do it with everything. You can do it with so you want some structure to the code should never do this. Files should never be longer than 4,000 lines. You can all those sorts of commands we're used to trying to force AI to listen. It's not always going to work, but it gives the AI some kind of constraint. I think that would probably be something helpful if it doesn't exist in there.
Cool.
Thank you.
We
Good
have-
idea.
Go on, Tom.
We have a version of the community standards that Manolo is reviewing now. We just put it together based on, ROS and the DAO structure that can, we can start working off of that and refine that, give us some development guidelines, some submission guidelines, and, just give us a little bit of structure for the development process. So we can definitely refine that.
Yeah, and now we've got Evan. I've got your details. So with Tom, we will coordinate so you can join. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so much.
again, sometimes we don't say the name of everybody, but whoever wants to do it, please join. Don't wait for us to, to call you. Just if you want to do it, do it. And that is the structure that I was talking about with the slides. Okay, we need to see that we are each one of us kind of entrepreneurs, and we connect. Even if you want to join and say, I don't wanna, I don't know, I don't wanna touch anything, but I want to watch. Okay, fine. That is how we learn. We watch others, we learn from each others. That is the attitude that we need to build. Is a different culture, because think about this thing. The moment that we co-own something, we remove the element of competition, in the sense we are all working for the same thing. We have the same goal. We want to achieve the same thing, which is the exactly opposite of how the external market works. Okay, we are all in the external market. Is all competition and winning over the others and so on. So here instead, we all align to achieve the same goal. So I want you to succeed as much as possible, because your success is also my success. You see what I mean? So that is a completely different kind of culture that we are not used to it, even though it's human kind of things. Okay, it's kind of normal, but we live in a society where live the opposite is become normal. Uh, and therefore we need to to re-inject these elements and see, okay, we pay people that want to study. Not the opposite. They don't need to pay us, we pay them. And we pay people that wants to contribute, we pay people that wants to create experiment and so on. So what we recognize as a productivity is something different, and we need to realign that part inside us, because it's been I don't know if it's disaligned, but outside we don't have example of this. So we need to find inside ourselves, inside others, and make it happen. What I suggest here is, I think we've been 2 hours, so it's a lot. We could stop here and end the day. If you have a lot of questions, you want to do more, we can have a break and then carry on in 10 minutes. Because I'll never give up, but I want to, it's up to you. And
I think some of us are ready to break out and get to work on GitHub either today or tomorrow. I know we're all over the place, and Federico, I know you're probably getting late over there.
Yeah, it's getting late here.
So
Sorry.
and I think Greg, you're on the other side. You're in Oregon, right? So what would be a good time? And Evan, where did you say you were, buddy?
I'm living in Budapest.
Okay, so we're kind of spread out. So I'm
Yeah,
very flexible on that.
we are in the same time zone. Actually, that could help from the perspective of basically organizing our work and the time.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sal, where are you based?
I'm in Europe as well.
Where about? Yeah, you.
I am in Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Which
nice.
And I will be in Oregon in 2 weeks. So I'll come through.
Very good. Maybe you guys can get lunch.
I was just gonna mention something like because I'll be succinct here. So I like to be involved in like startups, and I've done some nonprofit. We started a nonprofit organization, stuff like that. And something I notice about meetings is is there's two categories. One category is like people that are really eager and in the moment they're really, really happy to like go long and talk for like 2 hours, 3 hours. But there's always an effect because when it's the next time to go to a meeting, people are like, "Wow, that's a really big commitment. Maybe it's gonna be 3 hours." So what I usually try to do is try to go like 45 minutes, an hour, and then like give people like an exit. Hey everybody, this is gonna, and then those people that really don't have the time, they have an off ramp. But then like it's just what you were just doing. You were saying, you know what? If you guys still want to go, we can go. But if you got to like we can continue. But because it's always hard to know exactly like if I'm really eager and I'm really like, yeah, this is great, but now I'm forcing other people to stick around. I like to give that like, hey, everyone's got to go, but we can just keep going. Anyway, I just wanted to reinforce that
No,
with what you
that's a great point, Sal, because Tom also tried to help us structure more the meeting so we have an agenda. And I think, Manolo, that's what we need to do is a bit the input from Tom and from Sol. Just bring the structure of the meeting so it fits in that way. So we have, this is the meeting, this is the key points we need to get through. And now let's just get lost in conversation for a while because that's also fundamental for what we're doing. Every time Manolo and I meet, or Tom as well, we meet to sort out a problem. It's followed by 2 hour conversation on something semi-philosophical, or which is good to have as well. But as you say, Sal, if you structure it properly, you can have the effective part, give the goal, the exit strategy ready for the people that want to go, and then keep going. Manolo?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. From my experience, I know that those complex scenarios require a lot of time, and sometimes it's the ability of allow the brain to settle down and then question come up. So for me, I personally, I know those things, so I don't, I don't need to someone to stay. But also, I want to give a chance to everybody to say, okay, I want to know more. I want to, if I need to commit, I'm gonna, I want to know more. So I want to give everybody a chance to have any answer that they to any question that they have. Uh, at the same time, yes, it's we can have 20 hours meeting all the time. But the alignment is formed in this way. To align each other, we need to talk and share ideas, share, whatever it is. It requires times. We are human. That is the thing. Okay, we are human and no AI. We're not instant. We can't exchange this .md document and now and now we are aligned. We need time. But yeah, so if there is nothing else to discuss and everything is clear, we can. I mean, in our case, in Europe, we can go to sleep.
Well, so do we want to set a time for tomorrow? I'm Eastern, and you guys are 6 hours ahead, and a couple of guys are a couple hours back. So, is noon Eastern? Does that fit with people's work schedules or preferences? I'm flexible, so you guys that are interested, if you could throw out some times, and let's maybe go ahead and nail that down for tomorrow, if tomorrow is good.
Yes. So what? Say a time.
Noon Eastern. Is noon
converting to set CET.
Yeah, that's probably 6 hours up for you, so that'd be 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I got this up. I got an app
6
here.
p.m. No, 6 p.m. No. Kids are coming back from school and they need to eat. Oh, cool.
I got an app. What time it would be? So when you say Eastern, what is it?
EST. No.
Yeah, Eastern is it's
EST.
5:12 here. Yeah.
This one.
Eastern time.
5:12
okay.
is this one. No. Where is it? I just wrote the EST. Come on. EST. 4:12.
Eastern Standard Time, yeah.
Maybe I go in. I can't do more than this. Let me remove.
Can we do in the morning Eastern?
York, you got
Yeah,
any
I'm
ideas?
available anytime. So what you
Yeah.
guys tell me I'm flexible. I'm at home. So you guys tell
Uh,
me.
yeah. For me, anytime in the afternoon before 6 p.m., it should be fine. So before 12 noon, basically Eastern time.
Okay. Evan, what about yourself? You're in the same time zone there. What's your availability or want to involve on tomorrow's call?
Yeah, tomorrow, probably same time, between maybe between 10, 11 your time.
Okay. And
Yeah.
who else wanted to join that? Greg, what was
Yeah,
your
but
what was your,
that's pushing very early in the morning here. So, the noon
Mm.
Eastern's 9 a.m. here. So really, I've got run kids to school and back.
Yeah.
8:30 Pacific, which is 11:30, or sorry, yeah,
11:30 Eastern?
11:30. 11:30 Eastern's probably the earliest I could do it.
Okay.
Mm.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just start out at 11, and Greg, when you're ready, you can jump in because we'll probably be long-winded, I'm sure. So if you guys are okay with 11 Eastern, which is 5
It's 4
European,
for some
it'll
reason.
be 4 European. Yeah. Is
If
that
this
okay with
is
you, Evan?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
maybe if we can, from my side, maybe if we can do like 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, Central European Time, CET. So basically, which would be the same time of this call. If for Evan is the same, is okay for him. For me, it would be feasible as well.
I'll have to check with the wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Greg, what about you? Where would that put you? That would
12
That would
o'clock
work.
for Craig.
Yeah, that would work.
okay. Okay, so Evan, you got a question mark on that. You wanna you want us to just go ahead and put it down for that and see if you can make it, or
Yeah, just put it down, and then I'll, if I can join, I'll join. If not, I'll let you know beforehand.
okay, sounds good. Okay, so it sounds like same time as the alpha meeting, but tomorrow.
And you're
So
gonna meet on Zoom as well, Tom? How do you want to meet?
yeah, could so that you're recording and keeping all the meetings together.
I'll send you a Zoom meeting and then we'll share it. And
Okay,
Yeah.
and that way, if we have any good technical details in there, we can record it and track back to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Michelle is asking, can you join? Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I want to join. I'm a user experience researcher, so I don't know if I can help or I can do something, but
For sure, you
I'm,
can help. For sure.
but for me, I love to learn. I really love to learn, so it's no problem for me. So
Yeah.
I know a little bit of Python, JavaScript, of course HTML. So I'm free tomorrow, so I want to join too.
Please, yeah, and we're working on the development process, so yeah, I mean everybody can join on this. We're running GitHub and refining the process, so that's great.
So,
Thank you.
sorry, in the chat also Samuel is asking if he's on the Discord chat. No, he's gonna be on the Zoom, and we're gonna share the link inside the Discord. Actually, inside Discord we have this group for the
Pioneers.
Pioneer Tech, where not all of you are been invited yet, and we need to do it.
Can you invite who's missing?
Yes. Can
So I will invite, if you want, Manolo. The people missing will be Evan, Sol, Michelle.
Now, Michelle is already there, I think.
Michelle is
Sam.
already there. So
And
you got
Sam.
Sam. Okay.
And Greg.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I add the sum and then, but yeah, we can do later. But
Yeah.
yes,
I'm quite available, but like really the reason I would attend would be to be like just to be a sponge more than to say, hey, I have all this information about Git. Like I use it, but it's like I'm following. It's
Yeah.
very helpful, but I can't really be an architect in any way.
no. But if you feel like you want to join, please do it. Don't. This is not a place where we stay back. Okay, we go and try and see and learn, improve, and then something will happen. Connection is is really important.
Yeah.
Sure. My wife's gone, so she's on a trip. I'm free.
Nice. So please join. And I don't know who you are on Discord, but we're gonna add you there.
Yeah, I now have Sol as well. Mikasi Xeit. I
And there'll
think
be
I got you, yeah. Yeah.
And there's a person here, Vic. Is Vic been participating? I haven't heard from him.
Hey, Vic.
Not sure if they're there. The man fell off. Okay. Well, I really appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. And this is really exciting. So thank you, everyone. I've really enjoyed this talk, and I look forward to working tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Adios.
Manolo, you stay for a second.
Yes.
And Tom, if you're free. Or if you
Okay.
have to go,